Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I have an exciting deck for you. Again, one that I've been working on brewing and playing. So pretty excited to play this one for you today and hopefully kind of round out the tier list that I'm pulling together. So stay tuned for that because it will be coming shortly. With that said, to stay up to date, please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. You can also like the video, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. That way you can stay on top of some of this hot content that we're bringing your way. All right, so what is this deck? So I did one on Azorius Yorion the other day, ran great. With that, I've needed to round out another one that was pretty infamous here once Ugin came around. So you have it. We are going to be checking out an Ugin deck with a good old Simic Ramp. So this deck started making a comeback. Seen a couple players playing it. I'm doing my spin and take on it today. So we'll go ahead and look at this list, and I'll kind of talk through some of the differences with this deck, why I made those choices versus not. Those kinds of things, and then we'll take a look at the sideboard for best of 3, and then ultimately go into some best of 1 and best of 3 matches here today for you. So, and while we're talking and playing, if you have questions, comments, please shoot them down below. Always happy to answer. And as we look at this list here, and what I have included for us today, please know that it is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it to play right away should you choose. Now, a couple key callouts here. So a few things. One, I've really focused on the creature ramp here. Additionally, I wanted to get some synergy with draw, a little bit of life gain back here as well. And ultimately, that end game goal for us is to really try and ramp into Ugin as fast as possible by deck thinning and a few other things with the ramp. Now, a couple other callouts here that I wanted to make is I am running a Leyline of Abundance. So one, this gives us an ability to add additional mana on our creatures. So if we have this in our opening hand, it's going to be beautiful. Additionally, paired with Nissa and our lovely 3/3 lands and a bunch of creatures, the ability to pump could very well make a difference in a match for us as well. So especially in a mirror match against other land creatures, this is going to be very, very beneficial for us. So a couple different things here that we're looking at. I have also added Gilded Goose for 2 reasons. One, the additional ramp, the ability to gain life back, and the ability to have another body early game in case we run into some aggro, especially in the best of 1 space as well. So a lot of the Simic ramps that you'll see today or starting to run now more often don't necessarily run Leyline, they don't run Euro. They run 4 of Elders and potentially 4 of Nissas and maybe 1 more Ugin. Most of the things that they do run is, and I'll just call it out here and get real aggressive, I do have 26 lands. So in best of 1 and best of 3, you may want to run more lands, but I'm a fan of less is more at times, especially in best of 1. So I wanted to find a healthy medium here. So lots of good options. Could consider going down to 24, adding in something like a Questing Beast, another Questing Beast, or going a little bit more on the Gilded Goose side as well, because we do have some nice ramp. So a couple things there. Hope you guys enjoy it. This will be the main board deck that I take into action for you today in ranked. Let's talk about the sideboard because that is important for us to cover as well. So first off, Aether Gust. This a lot of times also is another main board card. Personally, for me in best of 3, it can be very narrow. Now, one, we are running green, so it's not necessarily a dead card in our hand, but it does make me slightly less aggressive. So I wanted to put this in the sideboard because if I do run into a mirror match or a match where there's board wipes or other things where I need to be cognizant of, that would be the time for me to pull an Aether Gust. Additionally, anything red or green, so Gruul, mono red, mono green. Also, the sack decks that are still running around, that could be a good option. Next, we got Disdainful Stroke. So I play this against Ramp too, Ramp as well, Sultai, Simic, and then additionally You could also play it against the Grixis decks that I've covered. Next, we have Disdainful Stroke. So Mirror, sorry. Next, we have Disdainful Stroke. I'd run this in the Mirror match. Lots of top-heavy stuff here, so very, very important to pay attention to. Additionally, I would say in the shift in the meta, slightly more towards heavily weighted and favored towards late game at the moment. Primarily best of 3 speaking, not necessarily best of 1, but keep that in mind. This is going to be important for you against a lot of those decks. The ability to take down that Ugin or Nissa or Requesting Beast or whatever on a 2-cost counter is going to be perfect for you. Additionally, you could play this against things like the Teamer Flash decks. It's going to take out a lot of their higher end value cards. Mirror Match, as I already mentioned, Sultai, Grixis, and a few other things. Oh, Azorius as well, so that one works there too. Next, we got Mystical Dispute. So any counter magic decks, you're going to run this. I'd run this against Mirror Match. I'd also run this against any ramp deck. To be honest, the ability, again, to keep Ugin off the board is going to be a big deal for you, so keep that in mind. And additionally, you may want to run this against things like the Dimmer Flash decks, other flash decks like the Teamer Flash that I already mentioned. Anytime that you might need to stop one of their kind of bombs as well, you may want to run this. Next, we got Lovestruck Beast, so running 3 of these. This is a good one for the aggro decks. I would probably still run this against things like Rakdos Knights, Mardu Knights, those kinds of things. The ability to get a body on the board early, even though we have a few here, is going to be very important. The other piece of that is we don't necessarily want to give up some of our ramp here, because that's going to be very important in terms of that 4-drop or 5-drop or even that 8-drop early on, which is going to be a huge thing for us as well to pay attention to. So Lovestruck's there just for that reason. Next, we have Shifting Ceratops. So this is perfect for blue counter magic, additionally against Simic, additionally against Sultai. I would run it against anyone running an Ugin just as well, because Ugin hits, you drop this, you got Trample, you got Haste. You can either go for the win, or you can go to hopefully take Ugin off the board as well. So it's always nice to have something like that of pace and something like this in terms of kind of changing control in favor of your deck and the match. And then lastly, of course, if you do get into a control deck war match, shifting kind of gives you an out as well. Last, we got Hydroid Crisis. So I am putting one of these in the sideboard. One of the callouts here is this deck does tend to run Hydroid as well for main. I put this here in case we need to really dig and get a bunch of those cards, but I'm hoping to offset that with Euro, with Land Lower, with the thinning from Cultivate. We got Elder in there, but again, that's more at the higher ramp perspective as well. So one Hydroid there, just in case we need it. So with that said, now let's talk a little bit about how we would board, because that's going to be important here before we go play some matches. So a couple things in the way that I would like to think about it. I think it can be pretty easy in terms of boarding. So we have it broken into more of counter magic, as well as late game versus some of the aggro type stuff. So aggro, absolutely get Lovestruck Beast in. You may want Shifting Ceratops as well if you need the other body. And I would maybe potentially put Hydrate in there more towards the late game for the recovery on the health. If we know that we're playing a aggro deck, you may want to drop out Leyline of Abundance. Additionally, you might want to flip around on some of these other higher end, or even the stuff to do some deck thinning, just to have that survivability early game. That's kind of how I would think about that. And if you necessary, because I am running 26 lands, you could always cut there too and go 24, you can make it. But we really want to make sure that we're getting 2 to 3 in our opening hand with some of that ramp play to really utilize the power of this deck. Next, we have the counter magic. If we know that it's going to go to late game and we know that this is going to be an important piece, I would maybe potentially thin on Euro. I would also maybe thin up front here on Arboreal or Gilded Goose and drop more heavy to the 2-drop space, and just know that that game or that match may take a little bit longer, but you're definitely still going to want to keep some of your closers in, because even if they're countering, you're still going to have an answer at another point in time. And maybe that's why you want to keep more Euros and more focused on removing stuff down here or ley line, those kinds of things as well. So a couple of good options for you guys. Hopefully we'll go play this best of 3 match for you, and you can kind of see how I think through a match or two here. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I am currently in 1100s. Funny story, I actually played Covert Go Blue earlier today. I'm going to post that video shortly too that you can check out. A very close match, longer match than I was hoping for in a best of 1 game, but sadly he did win, but it was a good match. All right, so we'll go from here. Play some ranked matches here, and that was what I played, 2021 ranked. Pretty fun. I'll put something together for you guys there too. But I want to get through our lovely tier list for you. So let's go ahead and play the ramp deck. And let me just make sure I did that one right, because I know I do happen to misclick here once in a while. So let's go play traditional standard play. That's not what I wanted, so good thing. This stuff's always moving around. Standard ranked, standard ranked. There we go. Count myself this time, you guys. Look at that. We get queued right away. All right, Q dog. It is 99% down pair. Let's rip. I love it. Let us rip with this, because this is gonna get nasty fast, my friends. That actually hit another land. Perfect. So now I'm going to go into land lower here. And we'll turn 3. As long as he doesn't blow up land lower. So that could have been a Paradise Druid instead. So that would have been an option there. We would have our turn there. But we'll do this instead. And this time, we won't get blown away. Okay. So that was, you could consider that a misplay on my end. Something we could have played a little bit better there. But I wanted that draw, and I took the risk. Alright, so we will be able to drop.
We will not fail.
So how do I want to go here? I think that's the right one.
Behold, nature's true power.
And I'm gonna draw. I could play it safe. I could draw, or I could play it safe. Oh, what do we want to do, my friends? I'm gonna play it safe. Because 4. So we need to go 4.
Strive for balance.
We got 4 here. Let's go 4.
Reality is out.
The land shall conquer you.
Lovely to keep the lands. And now, oh, very nice ping. I don't want to do that. Oh, that is unfortunate. Well,
Harness the elements.
that's not what I want to do. That's fine. We'll see how he blocks. There we go.
I will destroy.
So maybe lethal here. Alright, so let us. Oh, not that one. Well, we could just go 2. And that will wipe the board.
You are too dangerous.
Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras back here. Apologies on that. I ran out of disk space, so gotta practice that good computer cleaning hygiene. But anyway, just to recap there where I got cut out, I wiped the board with Ugin, and then I created another 3/3 land and attacked in for lethal. So there we have it, ending up around 964. So very excited about that. Great match, worked out exactly as I talked through it with you on the deck. So pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and pop into our next match here. So that was one of the decks that I was actually slightly concerned about, was the mono red aggro. It was nice that we were actually on the play there, and we ran really fast with this one. So Cloud Iron, here we go for match number 2. Again, great ramp here, so I will take this, and we'll actually be able to ramp into nice turn 3 here if we want. So we got the burn deck. Now we got Leyline of Abundance. So the question is, do we go Euro? I think we go Euro. Got our Izzet control deck. So we could go ley line. I think we go here. So next turn we can go Paradise and Cultivate. Probably gonna burn land lower though. If we, let's think about this. I'm not gonna block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two basic ones. 1, 2. Let's put this one. Oh, we did that wrong. Could have played Gilded Goose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we got it done anyway. Oh. Bad misplay there. Now, I don't think this deck runs a bunch of counters, so we should be okay. We'll find out here, though. Now, I am going to block here. I should go check my Izzet Spells deck here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. We need a land otherwise. Now, I blocked with Gilded also to give me a chance that. So if we go down 4, what's that? 3 life. So we go up 4. And we'll get rid of 1 off.
Perfection is a journey, not
5.
a destination.
5. There we go. We got it. Never know if they're being serious. So look at that, 824, and you guys know that I generally have that off, but I keep forgetting to switch it on and off. But look at that, another aggro deck down with our Simic Ramp deck, Mythras specialty style. All right. Now, let's go take this into best of 3. So we've taken down a mono red, and we've also taken down an Izzet Spells deck. So let's go ahead, and this time, traditional standard rank. There's the Temur Yori and Elementals deck you guys can go check out. Here we go. Best of 3 it is. Nice, oddly, as well, as those ramp matches went relatively quickly. So one of the things that you could do, you could add in more Ugin, just because the way that we're ramping. As you can see, it's pretty efficient, it's really quick. I will play first. I will keep them. Lurrus deck. There we go. Sack, I wonder. Yeah, so. Alright, Ugin. We're on, my friend. So, 2 land draws. No, I'll get rid of Druid. That did hurt. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. So as long as they don't steal something next turn, we will be okay. I'm gonna hit in with this. Might as well. Let's see what Alright. I'm holding the island for a discard. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to lose Ugin. down here, though, we'll be in a real good spot. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's see here. So ideally, we'll drop our wheel. All right. And if they sack now, they're actually going to do us a favor, because that will fill the board. We'll sack there.
Without wisdom is the path of the fool. Ah, ghost fire.
So now we have some board control.
My greatest
Can get Crocs
creation.
in here. But we can exile 3. That's going to give us some fill. Ooh, and another Ugin. Actually, Crocs is 2, I think. There we go.
You are too dangerous to roam free.
So we got board control. Boom! There we go! There we go! Alright, let's see what we got next. So, in terms of sideboard. So, the two things that I talked about in terms of sideboarding here. I said Lovestruck for the additional sack issues, and I did say Aether Gust. So those are the two that I would board in, but we're running very good with this right now. So this could be a risk that I would consider. The one thing though is we did get Leyline in. It helped us. We could skimp on Leyline, so I might do that. Dispute's not going to help. Disdainful Stroke's not going to help. I think we go Lovestruck, actually. So I'll do this, because this is just going to be a delay. A delay in the ping, and a delay in... Oh, it could be a delay. A decent delay. I'm thinking. 26 lands. We've been good on the lands. What am I running more of? A lot more green. Let's drop 1 blue. Let's go 1 Aether. What else? What else? Maybe 1 more Aether here. Let's add 1 more Aether. What do I want to drop? Paradise Druid's safe. All this stuff is safe at the high end. Oh, do I want to go down 1 more land? I don't for best of 3. I'm going to drop 1 Gilded. There we go. I'll do that. So 2 Lovestrucks and 2 Aether Gusts. Let's give that a shot. So did that to slow down Proxa? Did it to slow down... Well, they're not going to have the Devil, actually, because they are running that. We're good here, so I'll keep this. Keep in mind, we got Proxa. Oh, there's 1 out. So I was definitely debating there on playing Cultivate, but this turn, now I could fill the graveyard for Euro, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give him the chance to pull Aether, I think, here. Hopefully protect Cultivate. That's fine. 4. 5. Fill my yard. Got nothing in there that's useful right now. That's going to be useful. So we could pop Paradise Druid on top, but we're gonna let that happen. And now we gotta play with lurrus. So we still have one Ugin. Now we're playing the flyer. There you go. Another good card in this deck could be Tommy as well. Might have another one. I hope they misplayed that. I don't think that was really an oops, to be honest. So this is why I don't play and mute. So we're gonna mute them. I don't think that was an oops. Not an issue for me. Play everything out, because then we can at least hold out for a little bit and see where we're going. I'm gonna have to drop the Aether Gust, I think. I might actually sideboard in some counters just for lurrus. Let's figure this out. Nothing above 4. Lovestruck did not help that match. We didn't get there. I think we got to go back to the ramp. Let's go back to the ramp match. We could go shifting, actually. We could go higher, where they can't actually block. I could run the 3 mysticals just for lurrus. Might do that. How many are we at? 25. We're in 3. Maybe I drop 1 gilded. I actually like gilded better than arboreal though. I'm gonna run 4. I'm gonna switch here. See how this goes. I just don't like that pushback's not really giving me much. And let's see here. That's a dead card. That's good on aggro. This will keep. They're gonna steal. It's not gonna gain much, and we know that they're gonna look to discard out of our hand. We just didn't hit any big stuff well last time. All right, we'll keep that. Will play first. Ooh, I'm gonna have to mulligan. That's too bad. That's better. This is a tough one. They're gonna. We got some draw. They're going real aggressive. Not even a turn 1, turn 2, but we'd be real hurt. There we go. I'm gonna drop cultivate, actually. I'm gonna go landmark, actually. There we go. Not gonna tap in. So we can get to Nissa. Hopefully. Ah, the good old soul guide. So good news is we can get Ugin next turn. So we're good there. Alright. There we go. There we go.
Axiomatic structure of reality is surprisingly clever.
Boom, we got it. Oh, the good old ramp deck into the 500s here. Best of 1, best of 3. Boom, loving that take. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we took down... Alright, finishing out those daily. Oops, not packs. 561 is a great spot to be at. So here's what we got going on, my friends. So we took down Mono Red. We took down an Izzet Spells deck, and we took down a rakdos lurrus sack deck in best of 3. So very nice clean sweep for us today with our Simic Ramp deck. So this thing's still pretty powerful. Which is really nice to see. Additionally, best of 1, best of 3, all good games, and you guys can kind of see how my thought process worked in making this deck come together and come to life for us. So here we have it, my friends. This is the list again here. It is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it to play it right away. Questions, comments, let me know. A few things we talked about that we could change up, considerations. Again, you guys know me, I'm not a big 8th or best guy, but we cut it, worked out second match or third match, so that was good. And you guys got to see kind of my thought process on sideboarding there. So, with that said, Planeswalkers, I just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Like the video if you enjoyed it and commentary. And then also feel free to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on content like this. Well, Planeswalkers, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned and stay up to date. We'll be pulling together that best of 1 tier list like I've been saying soon. So, Planeswalkers, stay safe. Mythras out.